Welcome. I am Eric with Muathe.com, and in this video for November 17th, 2021, let's take a look at where Ethereum and Bitcoin are trading. Bitcoin trading at 60,334, Ethereum trading at 4232, and let's just take a look at what the US markets, with about 1 hour to go before the US markets open. This is how things are shaping up. Again, November 17th, and I just want to highlight what I am seeing here for the crypto landscape as a quick educational video. All right, so this is the total crypto market, which obviously captures the entire crypto market landscape as furnished by TradingView. I just want to discuss about this idea of understanding what happens when an instrument moves above or below certain levels. In this video, we're going to be talking about RSI 30.9. So we're going to be talking about RSI 30.9 as a variation of that other level I talk about, which is RSI 69.1. So both of these levels are relevant if you understand how to use the RSI from the way I look at it. So between 50 and 0 and between 50 and 100 is where you get these two levels of the RSI. Let me put it this way. If you take 50 times 0.618, you end up with RSI 30.9. And just as RSI 69.1 is where we get an uptick in upside momentum, RSI 30.9, when instruments drop below 30.9, they tend to behave with a very bearish price action. For example, this is the 4 hourly for the cryptos. Take a look at what happened here when we dropped below 30.9 right here. And the point of this video is, let's say you are trying to play a bounce. Now that we did move above this area, by the way, I should have mentioned, this is the 4 hourly chart. And so this video can be used in the short term, let's say. Now, we stayed below 30.9 in this phase on the 4 hourly, which constitutes this period here where cryptos were down and there was a recovery. Now that we are above it, as long as you are above it, there's a chance for eventually building higher, as long as the RSI stays above 30.9. On the other hand, should the cryptos as a group drop back below RSI 30.9, and this is the main point for this video, if they end up dropping back below 30.9, it means that they are going to take out these lows. The energy is so strong to the downside that they are going to take out these lows. Now, again, which is the point of this video, just want to make sure that I am communicating here. A drop back below RSI 30.9 means that momentum is down and a very high likelihood of taking out the lows and continuing with this recent pullback off the recent highs here when Bitcoin touched 69K. In other words, if you are looking to buy the bounce, then you really need to insist that the RSI is above 30.9 at the very least. Because as long as the RSI, if the RSI is below 30.9, then that is a bearish momentum, and downside lows and lower lows are more than likely going to be experienced. Which brings me to another point. You can look for confirmation, and so let's take a look at BTC on the 4 hourly again. And again, we see BTC dropped below 30.9 here during this period. And the price recovery has only come now that the RSI is back above 30.9. In other words, buying it once it moves out of this bearish zone is not a bad idea if you're looking for an entry. But now if we go and take a look at a longer view of this 4 hourly for BTC, all right, and what we're going to do is we're going to find the recent break of the 4 hourly trend line. Hope you can see what I'm getting at. By the way, this line connects the lows there and touches this double bottom close to this low, touches this low. We break this trend line, we come off this drop there, and now we are back testing that line. So if the total crypto market drops below RSI 30.9, it means that there's a good likelihood that pressure for BTC also is going to be down based on resistance on this backtest line here. It's another way of saying, like, if you're looking for a re-entry in the cryptos, and in Bitcoin in particular, it would need to move above this backtest line. Now, we can arrive at the same area of resistance by another way. Even recent RSI lows on the 4 hourly give us the same area of potential resistance. And as long as that resistance holds, the pressure for now is still pointing down. To correct this, again, as I mentioned, we would need to move above this line. Now let me show you another way to end up with the same area of potential resistance. Take the highs and draw a line as such, somewhere around there. And actually, I can adjust and draw the line from this point here because this is the current intraday highs. Those were important highs, so I can do that. Let's do that. All right. So I'm going to start from here and I'm going to capture the break point. This area here. Just bear with me. And there. You can see how if we capture the break, this break right here, which begins this slide, now it is also acting as potential resistance. With the understanding that the more it stays that way, the more prices are going to be pressed down. And also with the understanding from a swing trade entry, if you're bullish, it would need to clear this line. So, in other words, we found 3 other lines that confirm the 4 hourly for the crypto market. So there's this line here. Actually, there's this line also. And remember, there was a previous line which came to something like that. So all of these are converging right there. Now, since it's an educational video, I need to show the line as it should be shown. All right. So all these 3 lines are converging. Backtest line, recent lows line, the black one right there. And this is one way to draw trend lines through a break point, which is one of my concepts there. So I can draw it as such through this break point here. Point from a swing trade perspective, one can see that prices and the RSI is being pressed down. And the next swing trade direction in the short term is you need to see Bitcoin clear these 3 lines so it can move higher. Now again, I want to finish with the main reason for this video, which is the total crypto market index on the 4 hourly. I'm going to zoom in here. By the way, we can see we already broke a trend line. This trend line break in itself is different. It means that now the opportunity and the odds for lower prices are still on the table because you broke a meaningful trend line. This trend line was broken, and now the downside is very likely as an option for the market. The odds are still there for lower prices. So now back to why I recorded this video is now we're on the watch in the short term, because if the cryptos drop below RSI 30.9 as they are doing right now, chances of this continuing to be a down period for the cryptos continues. And to correct this, Bitcoin would have to clear the trend lines that I've drawn on this video, as discussed in this video, and the RSI would have to stay above 30.9. So let's say you are looking to buy Bitcoin, you have this itching desire to buy it. I would say, based on this, as long as it is below RSI 30.9, you are staring at the probability of a strong push lower. Or let me say the total crypto market recaptures and moves back above 30.9. That would be the next area to potentially look for an entry, even though in my opinion, playing breakouts is the way to go. Now, by the way, I'm going to take a second here and discuss the SPX, because it always makes sense to look around and see what other instruments are doing. So this is how markets are shaping right there. And I discussed this a couple of days ago for the S&P 500. These are the futures for the S&P 500, the E-minis. And so what we're going to do is take a look at this trend line here, which gave us a break off the highs there. Over the last couple of days has turned into resistance. So based on all of this, if the cryptos drop below 30.9, this looks like also, as of right now, is pointing down. Again, given this resistance is here. And so it could be that we are setting the stage for movement lowers in a lot of the instruments, stocks and cryptos as a group. And again, to correct this, we would need to see the S&P 500 clear this line so it can go and attack and record fresh highs. Remember, the cryptos are not trading in their own space, in their own vacuum. They are just reflecting that the entire market is essentially at all-time highs. And so it is. And I leave you with a quote for BTC at 62.94 and Ethereum at 4232. And we take a look at where your markets, general markets, are trading. Right there. This is Eric with Muathe.com, and I leave you as I found you, in the love and in the light of the one infinite creator. Go forth therefore, rejoicing in the power and in the peace of the one creator. Adonai.